Hello everyone, it is I, Knux, bringing you another Sonic the Hedgehog discussion video. This is going to be another group discussion with one other person that you guys voted for. And among the votes, a YouTuber I've been watching for a while, I've noticed you guys have been too. He goes by the name of sonictoast. How are you doing, my friend?
I am groovy. I just want to say greetings to all the citizens out there who are listening to this, and thank you, Knux, for having me on the show.
No problem at all. And I'm always welcome to guests, so it's always nice having another person there with me. So, what we're going to be discussing today is one that not many people really think about, not many people that I know anyway. When I discuss Sonic, I don't really bring this topic up a lot.
Yet it's one of my favorite topics. Yeah.
So, we're going to be going over Sonic collecting, as in figures, clothing, merchandise, anything. Does it make you inclined to be more of a Sonic fan? Does it keep your fandom with you? Over the years, if you've been collecting for a while, does it make you stay a fan, even though you could hate the games, you could dislike the games, but your collection, will that always play into your fandom?
Well, Knux, if I could start from the beginning with this topic with a personal story, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, as a child, loving Sonic, came out when I was like 6 years old. I was dying for some Sonic action figures. I was really into the Ninja Turtle action figures, the Dick Tracy, action figures, and there just weren't Sonic ones out there. And I think as a kid, we just desired to have merchandise of the characters that we like. And in 94, McDonald's brought out those Sonic 3 Happy Meal toys, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Robotnik. I was on cloud 9 because those were my only 4 Sonic toys for years, and I just cherished them and loved them. I don't know if those toys themselves made me a bigger Sonic fan, was because of me being a Sonic fan. I loved having that merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it, man. It's like, I agree. Growing up, I never really had any Sonic toys. I didn't really see any of that. I didn't see any Sonic t-shirts or anything. It was really hard looking for that stuff. Nowadays, you can go into Toys R Us or anything and find, like, Sonic plushes. They
got a whole Sonic section there.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
It's so crazy to see how big the franchise has grown over the years, just with merchandise alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I mean, you go on the... What's the website? Sonic Gear. It's like one of my favorite websites where they photo document just any Sonic merchandise they can find.
Yeah.
You find tons and tons of merchandise there from from the early 90s. And it's like, where was this stuff when I was a kid? I couldn't find it.
Yeah, so it should make the whole collecting process easier, I think.
Definitely. If we can jump forward to 99 when Sonic Adventure was released in the States. Oh boy, I remember going to Target and finding the Knuckles action figure, the Resource Knuckles action figure. And I just about pooed my pants right there in the store just to see a Knuckles action figure. Like, what the? I was so happy. I bought it on the spot. And I remember New Year's Day, because that was in December when the game came out, so those figures came out in December. And New Year's Day, went out and found a Sonic one at Toys R Us, and that was like the happiest day of my life to have a legit Sonic action figure.
Oh yeah, Knuckles the Echidna, you can't go wrong. He's the best ever created in life. My bias showing.
Well, like, you remember, what was it, restaurant, Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Had a promotion with the Sonic and Knuckles PC collection.
Yeah.
It had Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles in one disc, where you could get that like in your kid's meal, or you could get Sega toys, and one of them was just a Knuckles figure that had like moving arms, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, that was what, 96, I think that one? 96 or 97? And that was like, I worshipped that figure. It's like a Knuckles action figure there. The Sonic one wasn't as good to me because he had like a weird yellow wheel that replaced his legs.
Oh yeah.
I thought was weird. But that Knuckles one was like my pride and joy until those Resource figures finally came out. And that Resource set of figures, to me, that was the first set of real Sonic action figures. Then of course Toy Island made their Sonic action figures also. And so I had to collect both of them, both sets of figures, even though many of the characters did overlap, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails. But from there, like, I just realized how happy that made me. And then from there. Every piece of Sonic merchandise I could find I wanted. Now we're in a day where Sonic merchandise is so abundant, and we can be a lot pickier as to what we want and what we don't want.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, that's definitely nice.
Yeah, I definitely know what figures you're talking about. I was far too young to collect them growing up because they came out around the same time I was born. So, but I do know about them. I went back and I looked at Sonic action figures because I tried to collect back when I was a kid. But again, I couldn't find any of this stuff. So
yeah, well, plus when we're kids, we tend to break the things we love most.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I still have my original Ninja Turtles. They all have like broken arms and stuff like that.
Yeah. But going into the I guess the main discussion here, does this collecting that we've been talking about, growing up with toys and all this, does it make you more attached to the series? Does it make you like you're never going to leave the series because you have these toys to remind you that you once loved this, so you always have to have some kind of value to it?
I believe it could go either way. I mean, like, I had a buddy in elementary school who was just biggest Sonic fan, right?
Yeah.
He had a great big Sonic notebook where he kept all his homework. And then in middle school, we just got a dry spell of good Sonic games. We get, Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic R, Sonic 3D Blast, games that were okay, but not anywhere near the caliber of like Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3.
Yeah.
So this buddy of mine, he just completely turned his back on Sonic. He totally defaced his Sonic notebook, giving him a mustache and veiny eyes. And but I feel like what kept me loyal to the series was collecting the comic books, having those monthly comics that I had the whole collection, and just reading constant good stories about Sonic made me stay loyal to the series, even though the video games were not up to par at the time. Oh
yeah, and I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it totally makes sense. I feel like if I was to collect, I'd feel more inclined to stay with the series. Like, I just have these toys that reminded me, yeah, this is a series I admired enough to buy toys for. I'm not going to abandon it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy to see why you would. It's just like, at the end of the day, they're just like collectibles. They're things to have. They're a part of your memory, your childhood, and everything.
Yeah, they do have that nostalgic value.
It's all natural, really. It's like, you buy these things because you like it. You want to support the series you're with, and by default, you're automatically a fan of that series just from having those collectibles as they were.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not many reasons to say to oppose to that argument.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, seriously, just having like a Sonic anything on your shelf, having him smiling back at you when you look at him, it's a joyful feeling. When I see Sonic, I smile. So it's got value there.
As far as collecting, do you have any Sonic like clothing or anything that you wear in public? Do you feel like confident to wear these things out?
Yeah, I've got a collection of Sonic t-shirts. Whenever I go out to the mall or anywhere, I'll always wear those t-shirts. Or I also have a collection of Mario t-shirts, so I gotta choose between Mario and Sonic whenever I go out. But I do have a Sonic face on my keychain, which I wear on my belt all the time. So, and then I have a Sonic hat, which I wear often. It's got just his face, like a Disney character kind of hat, but of Sonic. So I wear that too. I'm very proud to be a Sonic fan, and I'm very happy to have Sonic merchandise finally that I've been wanting for so many years.
Totally understandable. And same thing. I don't have any shirts or anything. I really don't know where to get Sonic clothes. I don't, at all. I guess eBay maybe, but really I don't know where to get that stuff. I see toys all the time, but clothing I just can't find.
Yeah, there's a store, Hot Topic, used to have a lot of good Sonic shirts. I don't think they do anymore. FYE is a store near where I live that used to have good ones. Oh, to come to think of it, I haven't seen any in a while. Toys R Us just has Mario shirts, not really Sonic. Yeah, toast.
Yeah, but since we're talking about merchandise, I guess we can go into the Sonic Boom merchandise coming out, the toys and everything. We already knew about that, but do you think that's a great move for Sonic? The fact that they have this television show and the video game Sonic Boom. Having toys, is that a great move, or is that expected or anything? Are you surprised?
Of course. I mean, I was just doing a Daily Toast earlier talking about, for some reason I was talking about X-Men toys. How when the cartoon X-Men Evolution came out, it was a good show, but Wolverine was never really a main character until halfway through the season. They did an episode all about Wolverine, and that made me immediately go to the toy store and want to buy the Wolverine action figure. Same thing with Pokemon. When they finally did an episode all about Charizard, I immediately had to zoom out to Toys R Us and find that Charizard action figure that I had overlooked for so many like months. I didn't want that figure until they did the episode about Charizard.
Yeah.
So obviously, with a new Sonic cartoon, that's the obvious step. Make toys of it. I mean, that's the whole point of those old cartoons like He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and Thundercats. The G.I. Joe cartoon, those all existed solely to sell the toys.
Yeah.
So you can see that's definitely the pattern they're going for with Sonic now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really expected. All these TV shows nowadays, they all have toys pretty much, especially the cartoons. I only asked that question because I'm not sure if there were Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or Sad AM or whatever the show was called, Sonic Underground. I'm not sure if they all had toys, so no, it's a thing to bring up.
Yeah, I wish they did. Apparently in Australia, they did have like bendy figures of Sonic and Sally and the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog version of Dr. Robotnik. So there's like one Sad AM character, one Adventures of Sonic character, and then Sonic. So yeah, I wish I had those figures. Those were, not the best looking, but they're still cool because they were authentic of the time of the cartoons.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Sonic X had toys.
Oh, Sonic X had tons of toys.
Yeah.
Oh, I just gobbled
series,
those up. I was not crazy about the Sonic X cartoon show, but those toys were just fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was the only time we ever got a Rouge the Bat action figure. Only time we ever got a Cream the Rabbit and Cheese figures.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd expect Rouge to have a lot more, but I guess not.
Well, Jazzwares announced a Rouge figure like 3 years ago, and they still haven't brought her out. They probably never will.
Oh, Jazzwares.
But with Sonic Boom, did you see the E3 displays of the Sonic merchandise coming out for Sonic Boom?
I think I'm not sure. I've seen some pictures. I've seen obviously the Sonic one. And I think there was one of Styx, wasn't there? The new character?
Oh, was there Styx?
I'm not sure. It could have been Tails. I remember seeing a character that looked as such.
Maybe just explode with happiness, though. They had at E3, like, the display case of the new Sonic figures, and they had the new Dr. Robotnik in his new outfit, and next to him was Orbot and Cubot, from Sonic Colors.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. I don't care what it costs. I gotta get Orbot and Cubot action figures, because those were characters that they never made, the Jazzwares, never made figures of. So
it's worth getting just for that.
Yeah, that'll be the first one that I pick up is Orbot and Cubot. I hope they come in a 2-pack. Hope they're not individual.
Oh yeah, that'd be convenient. So I guess to end off this video, any final thoughts on this whole subject? Collecting, do you like the spirit of it, the atmosphere of it? Do you collect with friends? Does it help you, succeed as being a Sonic fan?
I feel like I'm already a Sonic fan. Does my collection make me more of a Sonic fan? And I think the answer is no. I think being a Sonic fan makes me want to collect. Being a Sonic fan makes me take my wallet out and spend that money on Sonic merchandise. I guess it just all goes down to, do material things, make you fulfilled? They never do. It's really love, happiness, family, those kinds of things that fulfill you. But hey, I figure you only live once, and if Sonic is what you like, then go all out on it.
Yes, that's a great motto. And yeah, I see exactly what you're coming from. In fact, my stance is probably almost identical. I don't have a huge collection of Sonic merchandise. I'd love to have a Knuckles plush. That is one thing I will get before I leave this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, collecting, it can go hand in hand with every series. Most of the time, a lot of people go out and get these things. Like, fans of a certain series will go out and get merchandise of their favorite characters, their favorite TV show, whatever it is. So it's completely normal with Sonic. Sonic has a rabid fan base, and I love seeing the series grow. I love seeing all the merchandise. Like, we mentioned earlier that Sonic wasn't really big with merchandise back in, the 90s. But to see it now, it's like a whole, franchise of just toys and clothing and everything. So that impresses me, and I like to see that.
Yeah. It's one thing about it, me being a collector of many things, I love to have, to complete a collection, whereas with Sonic merchandise, when they just keep making more and more, it's a little unfulfilling because you can never have it all.
Yeah.
Like, even you remember when Wreck-It Ralph came out? They had, in some movie theaters, had big, huge displays, cardboard displays of just Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic front and center, and it said underneath him Wreck-It Ralph, coming in November.
Yeah.
And I was going to all these theaters asking the managers if I could have that Sonic display when they were done. They would take down my phone number, say they'd call me if they're ready to get rid of it. They never called, and I had a corner of my room all ready for that merch. And I still, whenever I see a Wreck-It Ralph poster or even watch the movie, I still think, oh, I wish I had that huge Sonic display. Something that serves no purpose, nobody needs, but
yeah,
it's
just
that's part of being a collector. You're never fulfilled.
Just to say you have it.
Yeah, big time.
But anyways, guys, it was fun. I love this discussion. Big thanks to Sonic Toast for joining this discussion, and big thanks to you guys for suggesting him. And I had a great time talking with him. I watched him a while back. I still watch him to this day. He's a great YouTuber, and I had fun. So thanks for being on the episode with me.
Yes. Thank you, Stephen Knux, for all the kind words. And I just want to show my appreciation for everyone who is listening to this, who's willing to hear us talk about Sonic toys for 20 minutes. Toast. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun.
All right, guys. I'm Stephen Knux, and I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned for more.
Toast.